Hey everybody, welcome to Perplexed Damage. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different, a little bit outside of HeroClix and Dice Masters related. One of my first ever enjoyments was movies and films. Just watching them, collecting them, rating them, putting them in lists and all that fun stuff. I think I'm going to say around my high school years, maybe my junior year or so, I really got into movies and collecting them and stuff like that. And then there was those years that I would have to sell them back to make up for expenses that I had at the time. So if I never would have done that, I would have had a pretty good collection of movies. But anyways, this week, starting up a new thing like this year. I want to get starting from 2000 and current. I have a list of movies that I want to recollect, either Blu-ray or DVD. Doesn't really matter. But I started running with it so far, so these are some titles that I picked up this week or this past week. I got 3 Blu-rays and 6 DVDs. All right, the first one is one that I had to sell back after the first time I got it, and that is from Christopher Nolan, Inception. This was a first time I saw this. When did this come out? 2010. Yeah. The first time I saw this, I thought oh man, this is so epic and stuff like that. And it is. It's one of Nolan's best movies, right next to Memento and Batman Begins, in my opinion. And just a great cast: DiCaprio, Gordon-Levitt, Ellen Page. Ellen Page is my favorite actress of all time, and she's in there. And a bunch of guys that were already in, the Dark Knight trilogy, including Tom Hardy, which was, I believe this was one of his first actual like American type roles. And but a lot of fun, a lot of interesting type of stuff that happens in this. It's a good thinker. It's a good movie that makes you think. So, Inception. I also got, this is a steelbook, and it's the with this trilogy, I like the first one and the third one, but what it is it's the Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. This is, like I said, this is a steelbook, so it's pretty cool. It's got a cool little art design on the back, and it's a little bit of an effort to open up. There we go. But you can see it's double disc. I know there's a version where it's extended cut, but I don't really care about those ones too much. But yeah, this was a good buy. I think I only spent $6 on this, so good buy. Okay, to go with that, I also bought the third movie, which I already said I enjoyed. It's The Lord of the Rings: Return of the King, for Blu-ray, obviously. So nice little double disc there. Not too much of a fan of the Hobbit movies. I kind of enjoyed. I thought the first Hobbit was pretty good, but then the rest were just kind of like, just kind of like okay. It's not that I liked that kind of format in that storyline. It's just that besides like Gandalf and Bilbo, I really didn't really, I don't really care about some of the other characters. So I'm not, die hard, and I'm not really too die hard into the Tolkien books or anything. But so that's why I like the original trilogy better. Okay, so and then the 6 movies for DVD. Or let me get a drink. All right. So first one is The Fighter. It's got Christian Bale, Mark Wahlberg, and Amy Adams. And this is just looking at the date, 2010. So this was an interesting movie. I rented it a few, back in 2010. I thought it was really good. Christian Bale does another awesome performance. I think this is probably one of his most daring movies. And I believe he won the Academy Award for it. But just really great movie. I'm a kind of a fan of Amy Adams, so and then Mark Wahlberg, can't really go wrong with that. Okay, next one is from. I should get the dates down, Pat, before I do this, shouldn't I? Okay, 2008. It's the Wrestler with Mickey Rourke. This was around the same time that Mickey Rourke was just making his comeback. He had done like the Expendables and Iron Man 2, stuff like that. And this is another really good wrestling movie. And just a excellent performance by Mickey Rourke. And it's got Marissa Tomei and Evan Rachel Wood plays his daughter, and just a great movie. There's a pretty good. I think it shows Tomei, actually shows her little TNA action, which is pretty sweet. And I always remember. I think I always remember his final fight in this, and then there's the supermarket, the meat department, where he goes off on the guy in the meat department, which was pretty good. Because he's an employee, and he goes off on the guy. It's pretty good. And so The Wrestler, really good stuff. Really good stuff. So we got The Fighter and The Wrestler. We got a kind of a theme going on here. Lord of the Rings and in the boxing ring, wrestling ring type movies. Okay. Next one is from 2006. And this one is The Illusionist. It's a great science fiction magic type movie. It's with Edward Norton, Paul Giamatti, and Jessica Biel. This one, there was two magic type movies that came out in 2006. One was The Illusionist, and one was The Prestige. This one came out in August, and the other one came out in November of 2006. And I actually enjoyed this one better than The Prestige. Before, I thought The Prestige was good, but it was kind of like, I don't know, it was kind of like boring a little bit. So I think I gave that like a 6 out of 10 or so. And then I gave this one like an 8 out of 10. And before this year, or before last year, that something that came out that I won't bring up from Nolan. I thought that Prestige was the worst movie that he's put out, but obviously I was wrong. So, but this is just a great movie, great magician type movie. The majority of these other ones, I gave like a 9 out of 10 here, 9 out of 10. This is a 9 out of 10. And then these two were perfect 10s in my book. So, the ratings. And then I plan on reviewing these, rewatching these sometime this year to make a big old top 100 list. That's what I want to do. That's what I do, list. And then I have from they make these dates more clear. Okay. From 2003, I have a Steven Spielberg movie, and it is Minority Report with Tom Cruise. Another great sci-fi movie. This is actually one of the better Steven Spielberg movies that I enjoyed. And just a great little futuristic movie about cops that have the ability to, they use precogs, and the precogs can tell these cops when within like 24 hours, 36 hours that the crime's going to go down, and then these police officers go out there, and it's their job to basically arrest the person that would originally be, at the time, would be innocent, but in result it would be guilty. So it's their job to go out there and grab them and stop them before it actually happens. And just a great movie. I think I remember there's a few stuff that really got to me. The scene where he has to have his surgery on his eye, that was and then I always enjoyed when they would show the screens, and like in his office or his work area, and they'd all be digital, and he'd do a lot of like swiping and all that. And they're starting to do that now with smartphones and stuff like that, which is pretty sweet. And so all this, and stuff like that. I just now noticed that in the background, like up here, you can see outside. You can see the sunlight coming in because it's a beautiful 55-degree weather out here in Iowa. And you can see when the cars pass by, you can see the reflection that goes by. Looks kind of like a ghost spectrum that comes across. But anyways, moving on. This one I think is a 9 out of 10. Yeah, great movie. All right, the next one is a comedy that I saw up in college. It's 2004. It's kind of like a horror comedy. It's what made zombies kind of like kind of okay, kind of comical. But it is the cult classic, Shaun of the Dead. And I think this was the first movie that kind of brought Simon Pegg into the mainframe, Americanized mainframe, or mainstream audience. But this is it's very cleverly done, and a lot of very funny moments in it. So I will enjoy rewatching this. A lot of just some good stuff. And I recently watched Nick Frost in I forgot what it was. It was about salsa dancing, and title's not coming to me. Leave a comment below. You know what it is. It's not coming to me, but it was alright. I mean, Nick Frost dancing away with the chick from Parks and Recreation. So not too bad. But excellent movie. Shaun of the Dead. I recommend that for good laugh, good scare. Yep, definitely not like The Walking Dead. Okay, so I gave this one a 9 out of 10. And then finally today I was so happy to find these. I mean, I found all these 3 movies here, including this next one, for $2.39 at a secondhand store, and I'm so happy because majority of them are widescreen, and majority of them are perfect condition on disc too. No scratches, no fingerprints or anything like that. But this next one is a classic. It will always be a classic. In my opinion, it is on my top 10 list of all time. It's one of the best animated movies that you'll probably ever see. And it came out in 2003. Yep, 2003. And that is Shrek. Original Shrek. It says voices of Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, Cameron Diaz, John Lithgow. There's just so many good one-liners in here, and just like in the morning I'm making waffles, or not my gumdrop buttons, stuff like that. But just such a fun movie, and it's had about I think 3 sequels, and all of them have been kind of like a, here's the first one, here's 2, here's 3, here's 4, kind of like the last one, pretty good. I thought that was pretty good. But this one will always be just excellent. This and Ice Age. I really enjoyed Ice Age too. So I believe Shrek and Ice Age are probably two of my favorite animated movies from the 21st century. Yeah, 21st century. And so excellent, excellent movie. Jeez. It is full screen, but you know what? I kind of thought, well, you know, with animated, it's alright to have full screen. So, anyways, perfect 10 out of 10 here for me. This will always be a 10 out of 10. So there's my movies. Let me know if this is something that you're interested in seeing more of on Flex Damage. We know that on my Instagram feed, I put tons of movies and other stuff in there, and so kind of feed it in with the same exact audience. I tried to do this on another YouTube thing for movies, but it never got off. So I'm hoping that this will get itself off too. Get some views and some opinions on that. I would like to. I don't know if I want to do some more, reviews, some like newer reviews for newer movies, but I will see, and I'll keep you guys updated on these my new old movies that I got for my collection, so alright, so don't forget to subscribe and to like this video. I'll leave a comment below if you've seen any of these movies and what your opinions on them, and that's about it. So don't forget to visit us on Twitter at Perplexed Damage or Instagram Perplexed Damage, and that's about it. So I don't really know how to say a closer for these type things to go with Perplexed Damage, but let me just say, go watch a movie sometime. See ya.